towards your chest. Hold them in. Alright, so please just rock around on your back. Okay, so we're just checking in across the lower spine. Good. Now lift your head up to meet your knees. Push yourself into a tight ball-shaped squeeze. Get your face as close to your knees as possible. And then stretch your legs out nice and straight. Take your arms right over the top of your head. Imagine I'm stood behind you and I'm pulling your wrists. Now imagine I'm stood in front of you and I'm pulling your ankles. Okay, relax everything. Can you please hold your right wrist with your left hand? Yeah? You're going to pull your right arm over to the left hand side and you're going to move your upper body just a little bit to do it. All I want you to do now as you're pulling is shift your legs over to the left side as well. So you've like made a banana shape, okay? So you're pulling your right wrist and I want you to almost push your right hip downwards a little bit and you should get a really nice stretch across your hip, up through the sides, into the ribs, into the armpits. Good, for 3. Breathe guys, slow your breath down now for 2. 1 and release. Nice. Come all the way back to the centre. Walk it all to the centre. Now change your wrists over. So hold your left wrist with your right hand. Gently pull the left arm over and then move your upper body to the right a little bit. Keep pulling it. Now shift your legs over to the right as well. And then almost kind of lengthen through the left leg. Push the left hip down. Pull through that left arm. Breathe. Slow your breath right down, inhaling and exhaling. 3, 2, 1 and release. Good, come back to the centre. Alright, can you bend both of your legs? And I want you to put your right foot across the top of your left knee. Good, and I want you to lift your leg up, reach behind the back of your left leg, basket grip. And then you're going to send your left leg high, flex your foot. Uncomfortably flex your foot, so you're pulling your toes downwards. Good, now tuck your chin down. God, I'm that sweaty, it's slipping off. Alright, and then you're going to push your right elbow out into your right knee at the same time. So you've created a brace, a figure of 4 brace. So you're pulling on your leg and you're pushing your right elbow outwards. Alright, so I want you to see if you can keep your right arm where it is. See if you might be able to reach your left foot with your left hand. Make sure your right knee isn't on your kneecap, okay? Alright, so we're going to go. Right elbow pushes into the right knee, left hand pulls the left leg back. Breathe. Try and slow your breath down into it and hold it for 10 seconds. 9, 8. So you're creating your own stretch by pushing into it with your right elbow and you're pulling your left foot backwards. 3, 2, 1 and release. Let go and then lower everything down, all the way down, nice and slowly. Good. Now bring your right knee up into the air. Grab hold of it with your left hand and pull your knee across. Extend your right arm out at the same time. Turn your head and look at your right fingertips. So I want you to really press the right shoulder blade down. Gently pull the knee over a tiny bit more. And then just make sure your fingertips are stretching as far away from you as possible. 3, 2, 1, and then come back to the centre. So come back to the middle, keep your foot hooked. That's quite hard to say. Alright, you're going to push yourself all the way up onto your hands. You've still got this foot hooked. Yeah? God, right sweaty legs. Alright, so all I want you to do is lift your bum up and put it a bit closer towards your heel. We're going to straighten through the arms a little bit so you're pushing through that chest. So you've got a really close together figure of 4. You're going to breathe. Nice. Now you're going to move your hands just a little bit closer. You can even turn your wrists around to ream out of there which way your wrists are. And again, you're going to push. I want your chest as close to that leg as possible. bum as close to your heel. So if you can do any manoeuvring around into a tighter little stretch, keep that right knee pressed out and you're going to hold it. Good. 3, 2, 1 and release. Right, listen, slide your bum all the way back. Good. Now take your right foot on the inside of your left leg. Flex your left foot, take an inhale, and the exhale is going to fold you over the top of your left leg and you're going to draw your face down towards that knee. Slowing your breath down. Things for you to think about is your little toe pointing up towards the ceiling. Are you pushing your right knee downwards? Are you pushing your left knee downwards? Are you pulling on the foot with both hands? Are you inhaling? Are you exhaling? 3, 2, 1. Come all the way back. Keep the right knee where it is. Whether I remember all this on the other side is a complete, will be a magic thing. You're going to slide this left leg all the way round to the back, and you're going to come into pigeon on that right leg. Yeah. So you're now going to make sure this action where your foot is. Now, if you listen to any yogis, they'll tell you that your ankle needs to be the same height as your knee. There's not a chance for me. No way. No way is that ever going to happen. This is your hip, all right? What I'm more interested in is the squareness of your hip, yeah? If you can get your foot out, lovely, all right? That's what we're aiming for. No way on earth is my foot ever going to get there, all right? Well, it might eventually, but it ain't at the moment. So all we're trying to do is get it into a position where you can actually maybe take your hands away. Because if you take your hands away, you know your balance, you know your square, yeah? All I want you to do then is come down to your elbows if possible. If it's too much, just stay in your hands. And I want you to slow your breath down and really think about that stretch in your right bum cheek and your right hip. You might want to have a bit of movement through, okay? You don't have to just flop. Try and be kind of really proactive in what you're doing. So what I kind of like doing here as well is maybe taking my weight around to the sides a little bit. So you're still square at the hips, but you're kind of feeling what it feels like when you go to the right a little bit. I mean, none of it's nice. Don't think you're going to get into a nicer position. And then maybe coming over to the left a little bit, and you're just trying to move it into your lower back or into your hip, or kind of wherever you feel like you need it. Again, it's your stretch. You know what needs to be done. All right. So from that position, I want you to come all the way up. Now, if possible, you might want to see if you can bend this foot up, all right? On that slidey, look, it's just sliding around. All right, if okay, you might be able to reach behind and grab hold of it. If you think, what the bloody hell is she doing that for, don't do it, all right? Simple. If it's okay, you might want to see if you can bend your elbow and pull that leg in just a little bit. Guess where that's stretching? I think you can feel it. It's your quad. Now, if you push the left hip downwards at the same time as you pulling in a little bit, you get it into your hip flexor as well. And if you were balanced, you might be able to take your hand away. Oh, baby. Good. Now see if you can square your shoulders off to the front of the room. Breathe. 3, pull, sink, square. 2, 1, and release. Tuck the back toes. Get your poor little right leg, which has been bent for a very long time now. Hook it out and send it out. Oh, wiggle it around. Just kind of get it moving. Shake it, whatever it needs to do. Shake it out. All right, then you're going to take your right foot by your right hand, your left foot by your left hand, and you're going to sit into a deep squat. And you're going to push your elbows out into your knees. God, you can really feel which leg's done it, can't you? Got to try and remember all that now. All right, take a seat. Lie all the way onto your back, hug your knees in towards your chest. Oh God, how did it start? I can't even remember. I can't actually remember. Oh, I know. Let's have a really nice big stretch out, legs long. Take your arms right over top of your head. It's good teaching, isn't it? Really stretch through the tummy again. Really nice big stretch. Good, and then you're going to release it off. Right, you're going to bend your knees and you're going to put your left foot on top of your right knee. Something like this-ish. Reach behind the back of your leg, lift both legs up off the floor. Push your left elbow out into your left knee, create that brace. Take your right leg up towards the ceiling, flex your foot. Breathe. Anybody would think I was making it up as I went along. So push that left elbow out, hold it. See if you can grab your foot, toes, anything. And then see if you can get this left elbow out a little bit more. So you're kind of pushing it. So I'm using my elbow to ease it out. Yeah, don't break your hip off. Just get into a braced position where you can feel it in your hamstring. Also make sure that left foot's not on top of your knee. Yeah, make sure it's actually on your thigh. It won't feel very nice on top of your knee. Push that elbow out, hold it, push, hold, flex, pull, breathe, breathe, breathe. Hold it, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, well done. Let go. Slowly lower it down. Use your pull all the way down. Nice and slowly. Really nice. And then bring that left knee up into the air. Grab hold of it. Pull it gently over. Take the left arm out. Good. Alright, so focus on what you can feel here. It should feel super nice after everything you've done this week. It will feel really nice to get a nice lower back and lower body stretch. So you're twisting. So things for you to think about. Press your left shoulder blade down. Get your left fingertips as far away. Turn your head. Pull the knee. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Come back to the centre. Keep your foot hooked. Bend your leg. Push yourself all the way up onto your hands. And now we're just trying to close this gap up again, aren't we? So we're just going to try and see what we can get to. So your hands are going to come closer. What I don't want you to do is this. This ain't going to do anything, all right? You need to push with your hands into the floor to straighten your back. When you straighten your back, the stretch in your hip will be better, okay? It's nice to have a bit of time, isn't it? Usually rushing on to the next thing. All right, and all I want you to do is keep pushing that left knee outwards. Good, so you're pushing your chest constantly with your arms towards what that left leg's doing. Really nice. Just keep breathing. I know it's having a right whinge. Hold it. Is it tighter than the other leg? That's the key. Have a little think. For 3, for 2, 1, and then release it off. Good. So send your bum back a little bit. Slide the right leg out. Put your left foot on the inside of your right leg. Make sure your hips are square. Make sure your body is straight. Reach up. Lean over, grab your foot. Make sure your little toe hasn't dropped out to the side. If you can't grab your foot with a straight leg, bend your leg. I want the stretch to come round your lower back, so you need your hands around the bottom of your foot, whether your leg is bent or whether it's straight. You're going to take your forehead down towards your shin and you're going to hold. Really nice. Breathe. All about your breath. Your exhale will give you a deeper stretch. Again, don't forget, if you can't feel it, it ain't doing it. So you've got to go into it, all right? 3, 2, 1. All the way back up. You're now going to send that right leg all the way around the back. Good. And you're going to come into the pigeon on your other side. So, things for you to think about is your right leg as nice and straight as possible. Are your hips level? Imagine I'm stood behind you, I've got my hands on your hips and I'm twisting you into a square position. Really focus. Good, lower yourself down. Think about it, do you need to fidget? Not away from the stretch, I mean into the stretch, yeah? It should be a bit like, you know, you've got a wobbly tooth and you can't stop fiddling with it. It should be like that. When you get to that bit and you think, oh my God, there it is. Yeah, oh, there it is. Yeah, keep doing it. Yeah, really focus. Nice, really nice. Big deep breaths. You might want to take it over to the side a little bit. You might want to feel like when you go over the other side a little bit. You might want to stretch your arms out a little bit more. Good. Come all the way back up and out. And then start to wave this foot up behind you. Maybe wave it around a couple of times. See what it feels like. If it feels okay, well, it's never going to feel okay, but if it feels all right, reach behind. Things to think about. Shoulders square. If you're weighted evenly and everything's nice and square, you should be able to take your hand away. If you can't, don't worry about it. A little bit of pressure on your knee, that's not the stretch, right? That's the challenge. The stretch is pulling your foot towards your bum. Keep your back up if you can. Really nice big chest lift, shoulders are square. 3, 2, 1, nice, release. Put your hands down, flex your foot, lift it up, shake it out. Oh, nice, wiggle it out. Alright, just want you to do a really quick shoulder stretch. So put your knees down, grab your hands out, take a big deep breath. Bum's going to stay really high and you're going to pull back. I want your hands quite far in front of you, actually a long way in front of you. Take your knees a bit wider so you can really sink your chest downwards. Inhaling and exhaling. Get your hands up high, right up onto your fingertips, so you've got a nice lot of space you can sink down in between. Good. Now press